Hi everybody, it's Miss Hoey. Today we're going to be talking about the main idea and supporting details. So let's go over our anchor chart. So the main idea is what the text is mostly about. And when we have supporting details, those details are going to give more information about the main idea. There's also some clues that you can use that are going to help you find the main idea. You can look at the title or the heading of the passage. You can look for repeated words, so words that you see over and over again. And if it has pictures, you can look at the pictures to help you as well. Let's go over an example. I'm going to read you a passage about bees, and we're going to try to figure out the main idea. An average beehive consists of about 20,000 bees. Within the colony, there are three types of bees, each with its own important job. There is only one queen bee in the hive, and her only job is to fill the hive with eggs. A queen will lay about 1,500 eggs a day. Male bees are called drones. Their only job is to mate with the queen. Worker bees, on the other hand, are extremely busy. They are female bees that lay no eggs. They tend the hive by taking care of the babies, building honeycombs, and keeping the hive cool. Some workers also leave the hive to go collect nectar and pollen. So let's pause there. If you look above the text, you can see an ice cream cone and it's giving us the main idea. So before we're going over the main idea, I want to mention that when you're trying to figure out the main idea, you should be specific. Try to turn your main idea into a sentence instead of a word. So, for example, in this passage I just read, it would be really easy to say that the main idea was bees, but that's very simple. I want you to stretch that. What about bees? So, let's look what they told us. The main idea is that there are three types of bees in a hive, and each has an important job. That is what the text is mostly about. On top of the ice cream cone, there's scoops of ice cream, and those represent the details. So the details are going to tell us more information about the three types of bees and what jobs they do. So the first detail is that one queen fills the hive with eggs. The second detail is that drones mate with the queen. And the last detail is that worker bees tend the hive and collect food. Let's do one more example. I'm going to read you a passage and we're going to talk about what the main idea is and what two supporting details are. There are 8 planets in the solar system, and each one is very different. Some planets, like Jupiter and Saturn, are very large. Others, like Mercury and Mars, are smaller. Jupiter has moons that are larger than Mercury. The planets also have different atmospheres. Uranus, Jupiter, and Saturn have atmospheres of hydrogen and helium. The atmosphere on Venus is made up of carbon dioxide. Earth has a nitrogen and oxygen atmosphere. Neptune's atmosphere is mostly hydrogen. The planets also have different temperatures. Uranus is the coldest and Venus is the hottest. So that's my passage, and I have to think about what the main idea is, what the text is mostly about. Now, my short answer would be that this text's main idea was the planets. But remember, we want to be specific, so we have to ask ourselves, what about the planets? One thing I noticed is that I kept seeing the word different. So the main idea is that the planets in the solar system are very different. So now to find my supporting details, I need to prove how the planets in the solar system are very different. So I would reread my text and find a fact. My first detail is that some planets are very large and some planets are small. Jupiter and Saturn are large, and Mercury and Mars are much smaller. That's facts from the text. If you look back, you can pull it right out and prove it. My next detail is that the planets have different temperatures. Uranus is the coldest and Venus is the hottest. Both of my details are telling me more information about how the planets in the solar system are very different from each other. You can find more details than that, but we're only going to look for two.